online haircut.
Welcome back to Avenues Podcast, episode 175. We're here joined with Saman Khosravi. Khosravi. I wanted to get Saman on because he's a avid listener, and I like the way he speaks. He speaks pretty well. And for all the kids in his grade watching that are like, why the fuck is he on? Because he's not an asshole. Anyway, so let's get right into this episode. We'll talk about November. We'll talk about what's the actor that died? The conspiracy. What's his name?
Perry.
Matt. We'll talk about Matthew Perry conspiracy, and we'll talk about we'll do some copper drop, and we'll talk about hockey and football. Right?
Yeah.
That should be our episode coming up. So, starting it off. Do we have any questions for Saman? We normally do Q&A, but I asked him off camera if we have any questions, and he can come up with any. Do you have any? Talk about yourself. Let's do an intro. So talk about yourself. What do you do? Who you are? Whatever.
Sure. I play football. I play offensive line. I'm a band kid, I guess you could say. A lot of bands. I play like French horn, trumpet, and shit like that. And I don't know, that's pretty much it. I play guitar as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a musician, Justin. Did you see that episode?
Maybe, yeah.
We had a guy named Justin on. He came on here and he talked about how he's been playing how many instruments. Let's talk about briefly what made you get into music when it comes to instruments. When did you pick up the instruments, each one, and how's that been?
Well, I really got into band grade 8, but we've had I've had shit what I've done. So in elementary school, we've had bands come in and teach you how to play these instruments. Our high school actually went to my elementary school, and then we taught us how to use instruments. That was cool. And then I got into high school, and then I started I played in the beginning band for a while, and then I got the trumpet to start playing it. Trumpet was cool for a little while. Now I'm kind of getting bored of it, so I started playing the French horn, which was what I'm currently playing in most stuff, because there's not that much of them. But the French horn it's a lot more challenging, but I do like playing it a lot more. And yeah.
What's challenging about it compared to trumpet?
Well, the French horn it's different to most other instruments, so it takes a lot more practice to actually get it. Like trumpet, you can just do one type of technique and you get one sound out of it, but with French horn you do one technique, you get 80 sounds out of it. So it's that's not actually true.
That's a good way to put it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Let's talk about football with you. We'll talk about football later, but for you, what made you want to get into football, and how has that been?
I don't really know what really got me into it. I just saw the school mention
The ad.
hey, we have football tryouts. You want to come talk about it? And I couldn't be there that day, so I just messaged the head coach, and I said sure, you can just come in later and tell you about it basically. And then I got into it, and then we did the actual find your position and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I originally wanted to try running back, and then I found out I have terrible stamina. My stamina is pretty bad, so and then I found out that the offensive line gets treats. They get donuts and chicken and shit. So I was fat boy's got to go there.
Pretty good bonus.
It's pretty good. It's actually been going pretty well. I've switched I've been to 3 positions so far. I've been started at right guard, and then I went to center, and now I'm right tackle. But I've been taught to play the entire offensive line, so I'm a backup for every single position on our offensive line.
That's a good strong suit to have for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
So what's your favorite position then?
I really like right tackle, because most of the teams that we go against run 4-man. So whenever they run 4-man, I have one guy that can go the outside.
Mm-hmm. What is your job like? What gap? A gap you push or B gap?
Most of the time it's C gap.
Yeah, I would assume so if it's right.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Right side. But there are some times where they put it in B gap, and I don't know why. It's just
if it's a run play, probably.
I don't know if it's a run play, then I would go to B gap. But I mean,
yeah.
If there's a guy in B gap, I have to I don't know. It's a stupid ass play. Right side and get him.
Just leave him alone, man. Just let him do his own thing. Yeah. Okay. I don't have any more questions. Do you have any more questions for Saman?
Yeah. So one of my questions was on your music. How much do you practice per day? You're put time into it, I guess.
I don't actually practice per day. This is something interesting. I tell my band director that I do practice.
Yeah.
I don't. This is a thing called.
Don't send this to him.
Please.
Yeah.
There's a thing called sight reading, which is kind of like if you haven't seen music before, you just play it for the first time. Like you see a note, you play it instantly. That's kind of what I do every single time we have practice. But after like 3 practices, I kind of memorize how to play it. So it's just at that point, it's just following the music and muscle memory.
Fair enough. Music theory, right? That's
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, that's much it. Listen, practicing they say is really important, but I think it's really overrated, seeing as how I don't really like to practice anyway. But yeah, I do well in band, and I still don't practice. So.
All right. No more questions from you?
No more questions.
Let's move on to topics. We will start off, I guess, keep it on football.
Yeah, let's
The
start
BC Lions won their game this week against the Calgary Stampeders, beating them 41-30 at BC Place Stadium. Now they are going to be moving into playoffs soon, I understand.
This was their West Division semifinal.
This is their semifinal game.
For the West Division, yeah.
Okay.
So now they'll either be going against what are the teams?
Rough Riders, Alouettes,
No, sorry.
Argonauts.
Wasn't it like Winnipeg or something?
Yeah, Winnipeg and Rough Riders.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either the Bombers or the Rough Riders.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that would determine if they actually go to the
Playoffs.
finals, yeah.
Okay. No.
CFL.
The Canadian Football League is the
Mhm.
CFL, is where we have like BC Lions, Blue Bombers, Stampeders.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Separate league, different rules.
Yeah.
No.
Mm.
Or MLS. Or no, it's a different game. It's a different sport, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, but the well, yeah, they're similar, but
They're not the
Canadian
same.
football is different.
It's not the same game.
They have a lot of like different rules.
They don't use the same ball. They don't. Yeah.
Yeah, the balls are a little more pumped up. They're a lot bigger.
Mhm.
They're like I'm not gonna say they're like rugby balls.
No, not
No.
even close. But they're that. It's like if you dilute a rugby ball, like a lot, it would be
Yeah.
kind of like that. I guess you could say. So that's the BC Lions going on right now with their win against Calgary. On to Blue Bombers or Saskatchewan.
Yep.
Anything else we want to talk about here?
So
Justin?
you went to the game, right? It was
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, it was today.
So what do you think of the game? Like, how would you say they played today?
I feel like the last time they played them, which wasn't like that long ago, I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
They played them.
yeah.
It was shit. It was absolutely
Mhm.
terrible. I think the reason that they weren't trying their best because they knew if they lost, they would have gotten to the win anyway because they got 12 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
They're the second highest in their division.
Yeah, they're quite good this year again, aren't they?
Yeah, but they just thought like since it's not even playoffs yet, they may as well just
Yeah.
like say fuck
Half-ass it, I guess.
Half-ass it, fuck it.
Yeah.
Just say no matter what, I'm getting in.
Mm.
But now this time it's actually for
Meaningful.
it's high stakes games. So they tried to get up. They
Pretty intense.
had some rough parts throughout. That's why it's like an 11-point difference. There was a
Mhm.
point where it was I want to say like 15 or 18-point difference.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, but then they started like losing it.
So close game, you'd say?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a close game.
It was a good game, entertaining.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Nice.
like-
You have good seats.
The seats were pretty decent actually.
Yeah.
Depending on
Mhm.
well,
They.
I had season tickets.
Oh, okay.
League tickets are different. You have to buy those separately.
Yeah.
My season tickets were pretty good because I got like really close to that sideline area, so you can just like go down there and ask for autographs. Got a
Mhm.
shit ton of autographs this season.
Nice.
But
Yeah, Lucky Whitehead's been a guy doing that with the fans. That's
yeah,
always the
I
biggest.
think I got Whitehead twice by accident.
Mm.
But
Is he nice? You talk to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, right?
Mm.
And I don't really talk to him.
Yeah,
Just
just
had a
have
full
fun.
conversation with him. But
Yeah.
yeah. No, I feel like the BC Lions did a lot better because they're actually showing like if we want to play good, we can play good.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Mhm.
like that's their whole shtick right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about them going into the conference finals? How do you think they'll play? Do you think they can win it?
I'm not too sure, seeing as how when they went against the Blue Bombers before, that was for like leading in the division.
Yeah.
And they,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they were trying to play their best or not, but it didn't really seem like it. But to be fair, they could have been. Blue Owners might have been just on top of their game that day, but I don't know. I feel like they're probably gonna lose, but I feel like they might win. It's just very 50-50 for me right now. Cause
I think if it's Saskatchewan, I think they could do it. Because Saskatchewan's not too hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Yeah, I
anything
mean
could happen.
it would be great to see him in the Grey Cup. I think that would be
Oh yeah,
really
100%. And you know what? One thing I really admire about these guys as an organization is the fact that they sell their tickets at a fair price.
cool. Yeah.
They sell their tickets at a good price, and you get good seats for that price too. They really want people coming out. They really encourage people to come out. They do a lot of stuff with halftime. They've had really good halftime shows in the past with their concerts and whatever. Yeah. Cheyenne's talked to the owner of the BC Lions, had a good conversation with him. The guy's nice.
Yeah, he
Nice
actually
dude.
talked about how, like the reason all this has been happening is
Mhm.
because when he bought the BC Lions, he like decided to be more community based,
Yeah.
like a sport
Mhm.
and team. So it was like cheaper tickets, better like food, whatever, all that.
And that's a great thing to have because honestly, like, I mean, it's really helped the Lions in the past year or two to get a
Mhm.
more community-based.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. They've had so many more people come out recently, and although it does have to do with their success as the team, because besides the year or two, they've been kind of shitty. But so that's definitely a part of it, being successful. But yeah, 100%. You get better food, you get better staff members, you get better prices, and this will happen. You'll see people coming out, and I think they've done a really good job of that as a whole. And also, I think also the fact that they have they have the upper bowl that they open up, and you don't have that in any other like team that goes to BC Place. I'm going to see the Whitecaps game this week. Well, I already have when this episode's out. They take on LAFC, which will be at BC Place, and the first time ever in Whitecaps history, the upper bowl will be open. They don't have that in the regular season because it's actually against MLS's rules. Because they don't want them selling the amount of tickets that's like overdue. They don't want them making that much money. It's just a league rule. I don't know why they're doing it now, but it's going to be a very good atmosphere, I have a feeling. And it's a playoff game. They need to win or else they're done. Could be their last game of the season. It's going, yeah, but they just need to win. It's like simple as that. If they lose, they're done for the season. So that's it's been a busy weekend at BC Place.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the BC Lions like expanding the community part, where they bring down like ticket prices, also brings in more sponsors.
Oh, 100%.
Because like every time you go to the game, they see like I don't know, like 5, maybe like 3 like local sponsors, and those local sponsors sometimes BC sponsors them and even gives them a shout out, or sometimes they sponsor
vice versa.
exactly.
Yeah,
it's
for
really
sure.
good.
It's a win-win for both sides as well.
It's really opened up building relationships in the community and actually getting money.
Yeah.
It's
Wins all around.
yeah, I don't know.
100%.
I think like by them doing that, they really opened up the whole franchise. Like I feel like for a couple years they were kind of known, even with the team. Like the team wasn't that good. Not many people wanted to go watch it, and there wasn't much of like an atmosphere.
Really dead for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, like someone would say
until
like,
late.
"Would you want to go to a BC Lions game?" I was like, "Yeah, like maybe." Like I just there was nothing to really like.
Now I'd be so down.
Yeah,
it's
like,
a lot of fun going
there's a
there.
great team,
Great atmosphere.
great atmosphere, and like they've really like picked it up in the last couple of years, and now people are actually like starting to watch it. Like before, like like you wouldn't really watch like a CFL game, I feel like, on the TV, but now this team and like this like franchise, they're really like building it up and like making it worthwhile. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I like CFL a lot more now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Before it was, I don't know what the exact problem was. I think they may have fixed it, or maybe it was something else. But either way, there was something up with the BC Lions, just like
In general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the only guys on our football team that isn't up to date with NFL stuff. I mean,
Neither am I.
I kind of follow the NFL in terms of just like big news related stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know all the players. I don't like watch. I don't have a favorite NFL team because I'm not American. In my view, it's like the way I see it is like I'm not American. Why would I follow them? Like, sure, it's great content and it's like a lot of fun to watch, and that's 100% true. I just don't have any interest in something that I'm not involved with because I'm not in their community.
Yeah.
That the community sense is not there. So I'm way more of a CFL fan than I am an NFL fan, simply because I'm Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the CFL a lot more. the style of play, I prefer the American game because I'm pretty biased in general. Obviously, I'm Canadian, so I'm not saying I'm totally unbiased, but I'm unbiased in the sense of I play football, and by watching both games, both leagues, I think the American way is just better. I just think the fourth downs are better, and I just think
100%.
I think the one man motion is just a lot like more simple and all.
Yeah.
It's just little stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I still like CFL more, and I love the BC Lions, and I really hope that they do well in playoffs because last year they did really well. I remember I watched the semifinal game when they they won against Calgary, and then I saw that game in person, and then they went on to play Blue Bombers, right? They lost
think so.
against Blue Bombers, and then the Blue Bombers ended up winning it. So
You know, it was.
it was a good season though, especially for Rourke as well,
Yeah.
and that was really his big year for him.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like NFL. I like the NFL, like the rules and stuff. I'm not like you, honestly. I'm not really up to the names or
Yeah.
actual things. If I like a team, I just say like, oh, they won. Sick.
Simple
Great.
as that.
But I mean, like
Mhm.
CFL, you're actually like there.
You're more engaged.
Yeah, you're actually there. You can actually go to the game.
And that's simply just why I like it.
Yeah.
more.
I feel like overall Vancouver sports teams have been doing well. So like
Canucks.
you have I was
Oh,
just about to say.
Canucks
So
comeback has been insane.
yeah, we got like the Whitecaps in the playoffs. You got the BC Lions in the playoffs, and you have the Canucks playing like probably some of the best hockey I've seen in quite a long time as a Canucks fan. So like 10-1 against
10-1
San
against the
Jose.
Sharks.
I came in, I was just like studying that day, came back from the library. I'm like, yeah, I'll flick on the game, watch the end of the third. It was like 9-0. I was like, what the hell? Like, is it even worth me watching? But like, they've been insane. Like the point totals. PD's like, I think he's number one in the like
the top
in the
three,
league.
the top three in the league are all Canucks.
And the Hughes, like Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, and Luke Hughes they're all leading. So like Quinn Hughes leads defensemen, Jack Hughes leads forwards, and Luke Hughes leads rookies, and these are all in points. And so they've all been having like incredible seasons. They've just been playing amazing.
Here's how I see it. They're having a great start, and that's the best thing you can ask for hopping into the start of the league. They're second in the Pacific, right behind Vegas. Vegas might be undefeated.
They're undefeated, yeah.
So they're doing well. They're doing really good, but it's a long season.
Yeah.
Give it till December, and if they're still doing like this, they're still doing good like this, then yeah, we have a playoff contender in our hands here.
Yeah.
But this town needs playoff hockey.
Yeah.
Because honestly, we have the fans for it,
Yeah.
but it's about that spark.
Yeah.
That's what we really need. We need to light that fire, and then when we light the fire, that's when everything will like go down. Everyone will be happy, and everyone will be cheering because we have the fan base in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Which is naturally a hockey city. So once we get that, that will really help the league, and not
Yeah.
just the league, the city, the team, and everything about the organization. And I think that like, in recent years we've had the fans against the organization with
Jerseys
the
on the
owners
ice and
jerseys
yeah.
on the ice and whatever else you have. But I think really it's just about getting wins, because
Yeah.
if you don't have a team winning, you're
Yeah.
not gonna have fans all happy and all that like they are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like the longest time, everyone was like asking me like, why don't you just support the Canucks? I was like, you're looking at me like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was bad, man. Like, they had Bruce Boudreau, and then, like, everyone liked him because they had, like, as soon as they had Boudreau, they had, I think, like, a 10-game winning streak.
Yeah.
And it was insane. I went to one of those games. The whole arena was chanting, Bruce,
Yeah.
there it is. And, like, the fans loved him. But then they just, like, they weren't really playing good. Like, I don't think he was actually a good head coach. He was just kind of, like, I feel like
There.
there was, like, the honeymoon effect.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
they played
yeah.
really well, and then he didn't really do much for him.
Mhm.
And then, like, that was a crazy switch. Like, last year, at the end of the season, they
Seemed
had
like a-
Rick Tocchet taken
Yeah.
just in the last couple
Yeah.
games of the season, which is a really, like, bizarre move.
Mhm.
And a lot of fans were, like, pissed off with it.
The owners of the Canucks are very childish. They
Yeah.
will just do anything to
Yeah.
get like a buck or get some people on the wagon. But I think right now they gotta leave it. They gotta
don't
really
touch it. Just let him go.
100%.
Like, I feel like Tocchett's addition, like, although a lot of people hated him, like me included when he came in, just because of everything happening with Bruce Boudreau, like, he's actually really like shifted this team around and like
Mhm.
instilled some like good
Well,
values into them.
I've had nothing against the guy. I think he's just there to do his job. But I
Yeah.
think it's just Bruce was he was just a nice guy. He was just
Yeah,
a great guy
yeah.
for the community, and
Yeah.
that's what really pissed people off. And
Yeah.
good coach or not, that's just why people were upset about that.
Yeah, just a bad situation to come in, but I think he's really like helped this team find their identity and
Yeah.
really pick up their game. So yeah, I watched a game last week Friday, 5-0 against St. Louis Blues, and it was just an insane game. Like Demko with a shutout. You have guys like the best thing about the Canucks game is that you have guys on like the fourth line stepping up
Oh yeah.
and getting like shorthanded goals, and like you got like it's
Just the
amazing.
good
Like
action like that. happening.
everyone's producing, not just your top
Yeah.
lines. Like Edmonton right now is having a pretty bad season.
They're bottom of the division, I think. Right?
Exactly, and they can't rely on like Leon Draisaitl and McDavid to score every single game, right? So like the Canucks really have the depth in their lineup, and I think like they can go far this season if they just keep the
Yeah.
momentum up.
And they won
so.
against the Stars this weekend as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
2-0. And they got some big players. Tyler Sagan being one of them.
yeah,
Their goaltender as well.
Ottinger,
Yeah,
he's like
winning.
insane.
He won an award in the playoffs last season, right, or 2 seasons ago.
I think so, and he was like,
He made like 50 saves a game. Or something
Yeah.
like that.
and he was, I think he was a rookie that time
Yeah,
too.
I know he's really good.
And then who else do they have? Robertson, like the Asian guy, he's like insane.
Is that
He's,
the
like-
defenseman?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's amazing too. But
Mm.
overall,
Great start.
yeah,
Great start to the team. On the topic with hockey, I guess we could talk about the incident that happened this week with the Pittsburgh Penguins. I was going to say Steelers. Because we're on football and hockey, mixing it up. Pittsburgh Penguins ex-player. His
Adam
name is
Johnson.
Yes, I can't read that. I don't know your name.
Mhm.
But very, very crazy
Mhm.
incident, and I feel really bad because it's like that's something you can't control.
Yeah, let's
Really.
for the people that don't know what we're talking about, let's just
Yeah.
briefly explain it. So basically, Adam Johnson, he played for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and he was playing for a game on Saturday. I think this was last week, and basically, he was playing and he got his like throat like slashed by like a skate. So basically, the guy, there's a tackle or like just like he went in for a hit. The guy was on the ice and his blade was up, like his legs were up, and Johnson, I guess, like tripped over and his neck got cut. And if you've seen the video, he like gets up, falls right back down, and then like immediately skates off the ice. Like one thing in hockey is like a lot of the times, like these guys are like strong guys. Like you've seen guys in the playoffs get like 70 stitches and come back on the ice. When they like are on the ground and they run back to the like dressing room right away, you know it's like serious. So there was a shit ton of blood coming out, and unfortunately he died. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but I guess they did. I don't really know.
I think at that point it's like, so he would have died from loss of blood because he cut an artery, and
Yeah.
he probably, honestly, it might not be a bad way to die because he probably just passed out and then died.
It said that he died. So he received CPR and immediate medical attention, but died later on at the hospital.
Oh, okay, so maybe
So not a,
yeah. not
I
a-
wouldn't say great way to go, but
Yeah.
he was like he was only 29 too, so super young still.
And that's what really surprised me. He's 29 years old.
Yeah, super like it's just like so unfortunate, and like
Yeah, very unlucky,
Yeah.
and that's really fucking pissing me off. No, I'm not
No.
gonna tell people to watch something, a guy dying. Fuck you for saying that, Sean.
No, that was.
I don't mean it in a bad way, because like they'll understand. They'll just
People don't need to
Mhm.
watch that.
yeah,
To
it's
understand
You get the
anything.
concept. The
Yeah.
video is not nice.
No,
it's
not
pretty.
necessary. If you want to watch it, knock yourself out. But I wouldn't wish anyone to watch it.
Yeah, but
Um,
so now there's these talks. So a lot of all like the junior and like minor players wear like
I saw that. Yeah.
they wear neck guards, and I've played like me and my friends have gone down to like some local rinks around here, just play like stick and puck for a little bit, and I was like wearing one of my friends' gear, and like you have to put on a neck guard, right? Like it's just like this black sort of like piece strip that goes to the neck. It's like a
Yep.
Velcro thing you put on top of your neck, just so you don't get cut.
Yeah.
And the NHL right now, obviously, and a lot of pro leagues don't do that, just for like I guess it's a lot of players don't like it, like it's uncomfortable, and then also it's just kind of like it's like a style thing too. People think it looks kind of like clunky or dumb, and so people don't wear the neck guards.
Well,
And that video is the exact reason why it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think now Pittsburgh, like, is an organization is mandating neck guards for their junior team, the NHL team, and like any correlating teams that's like
good.
related
their
to
franchise,
them.
their organization, their brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a good thing, but if you want to look at it historically, things like this is why they have rules set in place for the NHL. You look at goalie masks, you look at their sticks. All these things in the past have been upgraded for safety over years. So goalies didn't even have to wear masks for a little bit, and then they gave them a shitty plastic mask. Then they added a face guard, and then there's levels to this stuff, and this just doesn't happen from people saying like, hey, let's try a different style.
Yeah.
This happens from, what's the expression? Trial and error. This
Yeah.
happens from trial and error. So this is kind of expected when you're trying to talk about safety being upgraded. Something will happen, right?
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Obviously, it's not good. It shouldn't have happened. But if this is what needs to happen for, maybe affecting the greater good in the world, then so be it. I don't wish death upon anybody. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I'm just saying, like, the world has their way of making things, go into place.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like most what do you call it? Like athletic teams, they always have rules set in place, and then more rules are added, and it's just like,
Yeah, for a reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
everyone like is always asking like, why hasn't something like this happened before?
Mm-hmm.
It's like because they never really expected
Yeah,
something
you
like
don't
that.
expect-
Yeah.
You don't
before.
expect this to happen.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Right.
It was, that video like probably showed a lot of people how important just specific kinds of protection, like
Yeah.
neck protection, just like parts that protection that like covers important parts of your body.
Yeah.
They just realize like how important
Your fucking neck is.
not just
Yeah.
your neck, just everything. in
Your
general
body.
is.
Take care of
Yeah.
your body. Yeah.
It's like I see like,
Be
like
diligent.
some like rugby players like refuse to wear like cups. Like they have to wear mouth guards, but some people like refuse to wear cups.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Like, why not just wear one?
No, it feels uncomfortable. Okay, have your balls chopped off.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know.
That'd be
That's
crazy.
it's super unfortunate. But then now they're saying, so in this article I'm looking at, Yahoo Sports, the next question is like, will the NHL mandate neck guards? And basically Gary Bettman said they can't do anything at the NHL level because they need the NHLPA agreement, which is basically like the Players Association. So they need all of them to come together to say like, hey, this needs to be mandated. So right now they don't really have a say in what happens. But I feel like players, I don't know, I feel like players, if they want to, are probably allowed to wear them. Like, I feel like that's definitely a thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even like visors and stuff. This is the one thing in the league that's pretty iffy is like people wearing visors. The game that I was at, like one of the defensive guys, Friedman, he got a puck like flipped up under his visor and hit his
Ooh.
eye. Like it happens a lot, and like some scary stuff with that in the visors. So like, and then there's stuff with like the ear flaps. Like some people, you have your ear exposed, but some people get a bar across. Other people, guy got hit in the ear and he got like messed up
Jeez.
last season. But then they're like, do they have to mandate this? And they ended up like, you don't have to do it, but it's a choice. Like you're allowed to wear it.
I
But
feel like there's a lot of shit in a lot of different sports that people just like think, oh, it'll be okay. That'll really never happen. And then like,
it's not a good way of going about
not
it.
soon, but later it happens, and then people
Yeah.
realize we made a really big mistake.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Neck guards, and then
yeah,
I kind of find it a little like,
It's a bit stupid.
yeah, it's a little stupid to kind of like need a life or death or just like some life altering events to make you think, you know what, we should probably
Yeah,
have
no.
this. Then you have
Yeah.
like the NHL that are
Um,
like, oh, we need other people to think about it too.
Live and learn, I guess.
We need other people. It's not gonna work.
Hmm.
It's like a guy died. We need others.
Yeah.
Just change it. It's someone died because of it. I think people will understand if you just like don't go to someone.
Yeah,
It's-
for sure.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a weird topic to talk about because some people
Yeah.
believe that a change should be made right then and there, and some people think it shouldn't be because
Mhm.
others are involved.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. All right, so okay, now we're gonna briefly talk about the Matthew Perry incident or like conspiracy theories going
Yeah.
around. So basically, just to like recap what happened, Matthew Perry died tragically in his house. Like apparently he had a stroke and died in his hot tub. And basically, this conspiracy starts with his book. So he wrote a biography, and he basically wrote. It's about like his addiction to like drugs, I think alcohol and all that. And basically, the last chapter of his book is titled Batman. And basically, from what I've heard, is that it's like a cry to help. He says like if the whole chapter, I guess, basically like sums up like if he posts like a bat signal, if you see a bat signal, like he needs help. And coincidentally, like the last post on his Instagram were all of like bat symbols and stuff. And yeah, it's just a lot of people are like trying to connect the dots, see if anything's going on here. And then one of his last posts was in the hot tub that he allegedly like died in, and the caption was, "Oh, so warm water swirling around makes you feel good. I'm Matman." So a lot of people are like,
It's not proper English as well.
yeah, a lot of people are like trying to figure out what happened here. So what do you guys think about it?
He's had a very long and difficult history with substance abuse, drugs, alcohol. Like when they were filming Friends, like back in like the 90s and stuff, he would always come on set and there's like, we always smell alcohol on you. We always like smell like drugs, and he would go home and he'd just get high and he'd go and get on drugs, and he has had a problem with it. And then later he was confronted and he kind of got sober for a while, but now it seems like they're either back or or he's been doing it for a while, and now this was kind of like he kind of realized that this is my breaking point. I've gone too far.
Well, my question is like, why can't you just use his words? Why does he have to talk through a fictional character's icon? And I don't know why. Like, if you need help, reach out for help and talk to people you trust and all this stuff. But no, I gotta go on social media and put something, expecting someone to reply or whatever. And the caption that he wrote on the post is very weird. I think
Kind of eerie, like.
Yeah.
100%. I think he's probably just going through like either a mental health problem or picked up the drugs again, because this is not normal.
Or it could be both. It could be the mental health problem because of the drugs.
Yeah, 100%. So I think that's probably something to do with it. But he said he has a stroke.
Yeah, so that's what I heard. It was yeah, but he had a stroke and then he drowned in his. Yeah.
Can you have a stroke from like overdosing?
I don't know. It could have been drug induced for sure. Because I mean, if you had a background with it and then is acting all weird on social media, like definitely could be a possibility. It's not.
That's just how I see it. I think that's got to be a factor, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it was. Because like going back to what you said about like why they need to like use words, when people call out to help in different ways, like some people go to different people, some just don't even call for help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a year older than Justin Trudeau, I think, and he went to the same school.
Oh, I heard about that. Apparently, there's some story
Small
where you
world.
like got in a fight with him or something. Yeah, which is weird. But
Well,
That's low-key funny.
so
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
understand people like go through stress and all that in different ways, but I don't think that this was helping anything by doing the bat
No, but I
signal.
mean, like he was.
I mean,
it's a cry for help, and he
yeah.
was on most likely he was on drugs and alcohol. So
that
it's-
explains it, I guess.
yeah,
as well.
it's just like people would react differently when you're on drugs and
yeah,
alcohol.
yeah,
So it's
for
like
sure.
it's not like if someone's like dying on the floor, they're gonna say, "Can you please call me
Yeah.
an ambulance?" and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
No,
their own
they're-
way because they're under the influence. They're
And
gonna
then-
do something stupid. Or
also, if it's like a mental health issue, like a lot of people, like especially men, like don't want to speak up about that
Yeah.
stuff. And like, I think at his level and like his place in his career, like, he probably just like in his own mind is like looked down upon to try to like ask for help to other people.
he's almost saying like, "Here's my signal. Come help me out."
Yeah, like he
come-
doesn't want to like seek
Yeah.
out the help. He wants someone to like
Yeah,
come in
come
and
help
help
me, yeah.
him, which is like honestly is like a pretty unfortunate way to go about things.
Yeah, 100%.
Generally, not as a man, at his state of being a celebrity, having history, all that, I feel like there's more factors into directly asking for help when you need it. I mean, first off, in my eyes, asking for help online about like mental health problems, it's kind of like, wanting attention.
I
Yeah.
think it's not only that, but I think it's just pointless, even if you are trying to get help.
The thing is, I I read. Well, I didn't read. I watched a video that my mom was watching. It was like a 2-hour video of some guy in like Farsi like explaining his book and breaking it down. I saw like 30 minutes of it with her, and like it was towards the end where he was like talking about his like redemption and all that, and like, and he was saying like mostly in his depressed state, all that he wasn't like in need of help. He just wanted hope. You know, he just wanted somebody to like interact with him.
Yeah.
You know, he was like apparently he was alone growing up, so that's kind of where he's like lacking in his like in being a person. So yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the whole like thing of asking for help is really difficult for a lot of people, especially men, since men are told like
Masculinity and all that.
masculinity specifically. It's just like ball it up, like do what you're supposed to as a man. It's just like
80% of all suicide is caused by men.
that's most likely true. I don't
thought it
know.
was 60 or something.
Was that 60? I don't know, honestly.
That's what.
I know it was most.
No,
Where
it
that comes from?
was the majority.
We know why.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Yeah, I know.
It's
More
really
attempts by girls, but the ones who actually do it are more men.
well, yeah, because like men are told to do specific things, and when they do these certain things to
That's
I don't know,
because there's more
cope
yeah,
with stuff,
there's
cope
more
with stuff.
support for girls also.
Well, yeah, because men
Not true though. Like there's support in the fact that you have more of a safety net, but gender doesn't matter of your mental health support.
Well, it's like
in some
like
cases you're right, but in some cases it does.
Like if you're a man, let's say you're a man and you want to get mental health support and you go out, you seek help from a psychiatrist or a therapist, whatever, you're going to get the same response whether you're a guy or a girl. So I don't really see.
No, it's about like why are you even having these thoughts in the first place? It's not about you're getting support because you have mental health. It's like why are you even having it in the first place?
Like why are you in this position?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
yeah, I get that.
Again, if you're a man, you're told to react in these ways, but then like once you don't, and then you start like I don't know, breaking down, crying, you're telling everyone like I need help, I've a major issue in my life I need to talk about. People are like, I don't. They don't care the same way as they should sometimes. But it's
true.
We're not saying that like every time a man wants to get help, they're always told like, oh, you're a man, just bottle up. No, it's just like a lot of people believe
In some
that.
cases.
Yeah,
There's
in some
stigma
cases.
around it for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of stigma about it.
Mhm.
That's why like recently men's mental health has popped up a lot more.
Yeah, the UFC, Paddy Pimblett's friend, and then with
Yeah.
other people having, sports players commit suicide, rock stars, whoever else, it's been pretty popular, which is a good
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. for
Yeah,
sure.
I think in my opinion, it's just like I feel like women are like they talk about their feelings more with their friends, and like it's
Oh,
more
yeah.
it's more of an open conversation. For guys, it's like
and
you're not really telling your bros like
that's
yeah,
me.
bro, I had a
Dude,
tough day on
like
the weekend.
no,
like,
nothing against you guys. I would not go to you guys if I had like a mental health problem,
You know, I
just
wouldn't-
because
Yeah.
I'm like too stuck up.
Yeah, I would.
yeah,
just-
it's
that's
like
fair.
That's
it's
just me
hard.
naturally. Well, to me, it's not about. Yeah, that's true. But to me, it's not about pride. It's just like for me, I don't like talking about my mental health issues,
Yeah.
and that's just like how I am. Like I'll admit it right
Mhm.
here. You know what I mean? It's like I just don't. It just makes me feel embarrassed. It
I'm-
makes me feel.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
just like I feel like generally that's like how most guys like view it. So
Yeah.
that you can, it's understandable
It's very
why
normal.
why this
It's just like-
statistic.
Okay, but do you think logically that's a good thing to do?
No,
No.
obviously
it's
not.
not,
But it's just how they feel. Like it's like you can't really like change someone's like how they react to it, right? Or like how they deal with it.
Yeah, it's just like I've tried talking about my feelings. I've actually like tried to talk about what I'm feeling at the moment, and I don't.
Well, you
I
guys
don't know
know
why,
who
but I.
to talk to, though. Like, do you guys have someone you can talk to if you have a problem?
yeah, but
do,
it's
yeah.
limited.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it
it's
cherries. It
Depends on the
changes.
issue
It
as well.
varies between.
issue.
Specific- Specifically issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great thing. So many people don't have that.
Yeah.
That's a major problem. That's another thing, but it's just like. It's that it goes back to that whole thing like men shouldn't cry. It's like no one really expects a man to like have
I mean,
someone. No one.
I do. I'm not trying to like toot my own horn. I don't cry. Like the last time I cried was when I broke my leg. Like that's the last time I think I cried. I'm not like I don't cry from, a mental thing. Which if you do and you're a guy, nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
But that's just not how I am.
No, that's just how you are. But then
Yeah.
like some people don't. You don't cry because you don't cry. But some people don't cry because they think I'm a man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I'm getting at.
I
It's just
can't
like,
cry. Like
Like,
pre-workout.
Gotta thug it out, bro. Like shit.
Bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure though. Like actually. Yeah.
yeah, it's a
It's a big topic.
it's a really important topic that I
100%.
think people think is getting enough light, but I don't think it's not. I don't think it's not. I think it is. I think it requires a lot more attention than people actually think. Like with the Matthew Perry thing, if the conspiracies are actually true and he was actually sending out a help because he had a mental health issue.
Why didn't anyone capitalize on that? Maybe they did. Maybe you didn't listen. We don't know. One thing you gotta consider though is the fact that you can show all these ads and all these support for men's mental health, but in reality, like you gotta be the one advocating.
Yeah.
Obviously, the society is pushing this. That's great, and they should be doing that, right? It's a good thing. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. People can only do so much. It's you who's got to go
Yeah.
and ask for help. And
Yeah.
by society pushing this, it's making people come out of their comfort zone, which is
Yeah.
great. But at
It,
the end of the day, it's up to you.
it kind of reminds me of that like old thing, like people. Can we really talk about rape?
You go ahead.
No, it's it's just that like when it comes to like sexual assault, a lot of people say like, why don't you just go talk to someone? It's a major life altering thing that is very important to you. Just talk about it. Like it's a normal thing, and they try to normalize it by making it so that like everyone should do it, everyone has to do it instantly, like flip a switch.
Trauma's
go talk to
hard. You
someone.
can't just-
exactly.
yeah.
But then they get mad at, and then like we're doing all this stuff trying to help you. It's like you don't even want any help. It's like they've gone through something incredibly
It's
life altering.
It's a process.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and they're
You
just
can't-
trying to
yeah.
like force on like we're trying to make this process better. Let us help you.
And good, but, takes time.
You have to,
Rome wasn't built in the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're also expecting them to reach out, as in like, it's like it just happened. They're gonna go do anything else but that. So it's like no, they're like, shit's fucked up for them right now. They're not gonna like,
Yeah.
they're not gonna give a shit about anything else. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like your first reaction isn't to like after you go through some crazy shit. You're not gonna be like,
Let me get help.
yeah, like I,
No, I'm gonna go in my corner and fucking
just deal with it
try to sleep.
myself. I
Yeah.
feel like
Mental
that's
health
such,
wise,
like,
yeah,
a-
that's
Yes.
usually what they do. It's like
yeah.
yeah.
if you break your
That's-
leg, you're like, oh, I gotta go to the hospital. It's something like sexual assault. You gotta block that
Yeah.
in because that's a mental trauma.
Yeah.
There's a difference between mental and physical trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And people
Mhm.
that have mental trauma don't really talk about it as much because it's like they have to relive it. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
Yeah,
But
100%.
when it's physical, it's kind of like,
I need to go to the hospital.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like shit. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I need to. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much what I have to say about that topic. That's
Yeah.
Well, I think you're 100% right.
Mhm.
And this is why I got Simon on, because he's good at speaking. Especially for your age, too. How old are you? 15? 16? 15.
I should be a politician. It's really weird. One of my
Like
No,
Canadian
that's-
politics.
no, that's U.S. You have to be
Born
U.S.
in the-
born in U.S. to
That's
be the
such a
president.
conservative view, though. It's crazy how they
No,
have
one
like
of-
a left
One of our
government or
teachers
president.
looked at me and said, "I think you're conservative." I don't know why.
What
It's like-
class?
Huh? Engineering.
Oh, okay, that makes
I
sense.
don't know why. He just looked
The
at me and
teacher,
said,
yeah.
he looked at my history teacher and was like, "I kind of feel like Simon's conservative." I was like, "Why? What did I do?" It's like, I'm not sure.
I love that teacher though. That guy.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Shout out you.
absolutely.
Okay. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
Don't think so.
That was a
I think
great,
that's
great topic. Well,
Great.
thank you for coming on, Simon. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, I loved it.
This has been another. What did you say? What? Okay.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah. Great episode. Check out the links in the description. Follow us on Spotify. You can listen to the audio version, or iTunes. I don't even know if our iTunes what's happening there. We'll deal with that. Check our Instagram out. TikToks for shorts and whatever else is down there. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for the support on the Halloween special as well. I know we had a lot of trouble with that off camera, behind the scenes, but yeah, we made it work, and I think it's pretty good. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.